Hi everyone, I'm Shelly from There's No Place Like Home at redheadmommy.wordpress.com. Well, today I originally was going to make a video about some of my favorite books that I have on my bookshelf because a lot of people have been asking me, but instead I came across this article and I thought that this was a bit more important. So some of you might remember that I talked about the crazy CDC guidelines that a lot of students are going to be expected to return to when they go to school. And now we have this. Schools turn to surveillance tech to prevent COVID-19 spread. Administrators hope tracking beacons will identify where students congregate and who should be isolated if someone contracts the coronavirus. I kid you not. All right. This keeps popping up. I don't know why. When students return to school in New Albany, Ohio in August, they'll be carefully watched as they wander through red brick buildings and across well-kept lawns, and not only by teachers. That sounds a little ominous. The school district, with 5 schools and 4,800 students, plans to test a system that would require each student to wear an electronic beacon to track their location to within a few feet throughout the day. That's right, they will know where all of the kids are every day to within a few feet. It will record where students sit in each classroom, show who they meet and talk to, and reveal how they gather in groups. This is a complete invasion of privacy. The hope is such technology could prevent or minimize an outbreak of COVID-19, the deadly respiratory disease at the center of a global pandemic. Yes, we're back to that again, but we knew that's what this was all about to begin with, right? So what this goes on to say is that there's a lot of challenges the schools and colleges are facing because of all the guidelines that they're supposed to be using, to stop the spread. And so I'm not going to read through the whole article, but yeah, that is basically what is going to be happening to these students in New Albany, Ohio. They are going to be expected to wear tracking beacons, which, again, I'm going to say this again, where school students, they're going to know where they are all day throughout the day. They're going to know how far away they are from people. They will know who they're talking to, whether they're in the bathroom or not, what groups they're congregating in. This is some serious 1984 stuff going on here. And if you as a parent don't have a problem with this, you need to wake up. Now, one thing that I really need to point out is that this is all being done, again, because they're trying to stop the spread of coronavirus, which that's driving me crazy. Which, again, if kids are sick, they shouldn't be in school, right? Like if they're not feeling well, they should not be in school. But I want to show you something that I found really interesting today. Well, today we find out that the asymptomatic spread of coronavirus is very rare, WHO says. After many of us have been saying that all along, all we've been hearing is that the reason that we all need to wear masks is because asymptomatic people can still be spreading it. And that's probably why so many people are getting it and the numbers are rising. And asymptomatic carriers have really been given a beat down over all this time. So not only is that the reason that they had to wear masks, but that was their reasoning for locking everyone down in quarantine, even healthy people, because even if you think you're healthy, you could be asymptomatic and spreading that coronavirus. But now the WHO says it's very rare. Isn't that funny? So even though now that the asymptomatic spread is very rare, we are still going to have schools who are insisting upon putting their students under electronic surveillance systems. Now, this is just a step away from implants. I'm at the point now where people are always using the conspiracy theorist term, but so far throughout this pandemic, conspiracy theorists have been consistently right. So these tracking beacons, yeah, they are a step away from implants. And not only that, they are also conditioning these students to accept surveillance for when they are adults, because we know that that's what school is all about anyway. It's about social conditioning. It's social engineering. It is training people to behave in the way that the government wants them to. So now we have this school system here that wants to start tracking their students, making them wear this surveillance tech to stop the spread of coronavirus, even though now the WHO tells us asymptomatic carriers really aren't a big deal. I'll tell you what, everyone, we really need to not only wake up, we need to start speaking up. We need to get louder and louder about this. And we need to not always depend on other people to be the ones that are talking about this. We all need to be talking about this, because as long as there are people out there, the majority of the population out there, who are overlooking all of this stuff and aren't looking at the ramifications, it is only going to get worse. Parents, if you would even consider sending your children into an environment like this, I beg you to really, really think about what it is going to mean for them, not only now, what it is going to mean for their future, and what it is going to mean for the future of all of us. I know that, a lot of people say that they can't homeschool. They just, they don't have the time, they don't have the money. Here's the thing. When you became a parent, your children became your primary responsibility. So even though homeschooling can be difficult for some people to figure out how to do it, it can be hard to figure out how to juggle your finances, whether it would be to get the materials that you need, which I have videos, you could do it almost for free, but it can also be a juggle to maybe have a one-income home, which again, you don't need to do that. There are houses with two working parents, but what I'm telling you is, don't just write all of this off and think, well, I have to do it. I have no other choice. Because what I'm going to tell you is that most of you do have another choice. You are just uncomfortable thinking about that choice. But now more than ever is the time that you need to stop that thinking and you need to put your kids first. That's all that I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one over on Instagram, because YouTube always disables my comments. And if you like my work and would like to check out my Patreon page, I will leave a link in the description box for that as well. And I hope you have a great day.